What's up, guys? Welcome back to Revelation 11:27. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. And not only where we are truthful and genuine, but also where you can be yourself however you are. Just don't be a fucked up person. Don't be a bad person, right? No, don't do that. Because in here, you're still if you're a bad person, you're still welcome here. Because actually, a lot of my readings, a lot of the things I say, you could learn from, right? But that's what makes you a bad person. You know that you need to change, or you know that you need to learn something so you don't continue to hurt people, but you choose not to. So, yeah. But like I said, here on my channel, we welcome everyone, right? People from all different backgrounds, people from all different beliefs, religions, ethnicities, races, everything, gender, sexual orientation, everything. Because here we just speak the truth. Literally. And we learn so many things too. That's what I try to do, right? I try to pass down whatever knowledge and wisdom I get to you guys. But yeah. Let's get one of these. I love these. These are like little spells, I told you guys, right? We got dog. It says, man's best friend, faithful and true. His soul he lend in trust to you. A pat on the head delights the old boy and rewards you greater with loyalty and joy. That is so beautiful. So maybe you found that loyalty and that joy in someone. And look, with the heart, it's there. You could have a dog, I love Lucas, but I already know that. But this is fortune telling. This is Revelation 11:27, So we also get insights, trustworthy insights, spiritual insights. But yeah, so maybe you have found someone that your soul is connected to, that you are connected to at a soul level. And that is a company that you should have. Someone that you are compatible with, not only physically, but at a soul level. And if you are compatible with someone at a soul level, you would be compatible with them in this physical realm, in this 3D world as well. So that is beautiful that you found that. Yeah. And at the bottom of the deck, I'm not even gonna pull it out, but we got the snake, and we already know what that is, right? We already know those people are. But that's good, right? Maybe when you cut off your grass, right? Maybe when you cleared your life, and all of the snakes were able to come out, right? And you probably didn't really, probably like looking around like, yo, where are the people that I trust, right? Like me, like I didn't have anyone. And maybe you feel okay with that because you have found that in one person, and that is all you need. Actually, no, I'm not. I deserve that. What do we got to see, Spirit? What do we got to know? Yes, look, the Knight of Water. Water has everything to do with the emotions. And you see how he's holding the rose. He's feeling very romantic. He's feeling passionate. That is beautiful. Guys, look at the bottom of the deck. We got the world. This is your path. This is your destiny. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Feeling like this. For a reason. That's why you probably feel like this. A reason, because that's what God wanted for you. That's God always, let's see how I put this. Because even with me too, right? Even though everyone stopped speaking to me because of the smear campaign and all of that was false, I always knew that God had my divine masculine, would have that always protected. And I didn't have a time frame. I didn't really, just follow my guidance. And just the thought, right, of having that in the near future, and by that I mean someone, right, with loyalty and joy that I could trust, that I don't have to like literally look behind my back for, like I could just literally breathe, just chill with. Since I didn't have that at the moment, well, I didn't have anything really because no one was speaking to me, just the thought of that always pushed me to continue, because I knew that God would always keep his promise that he made to me. So look, you are feeling like this, and that is exactly how you need to be feeling. And this is causing a transformation, a tower in the environment around you. Not only in your life, but also to the snakes that you got rid of. Look, this person is the Empress, right? Person holds all of the energies. Look, all of the queen energies. The Queen of Fire, Queen of Earth, Queen of Water, Queen of Air. From the tarot deck, all in one. The high priestess as well. This is someone who is nurturing, someone who is going to be able to create with you. You guys are going to create a family together. How beautiful. And this was always meant to be. This was always meant to happen, right? But you had to kind of go through your own little journey to figure that out for yourself. And once you did, this happened. Because if you didn't, then they would have stole your world. They would have stolen your destiny. They would have stolen what God has in store for you, right? I'm glad you figured that out. So look, you're literally finding loyalty and joy in someone. Remember I said this before I even started the reading, when I read that card. In someone who embodies this energy, the Empress. And look, the Empress has made you ignite something inside of you with the King of Fire here as well, right? The Empress has made you get excited for life again. Maybe that passion that you needed, that inspiration that you needed. And that's why you didn't mind just letting these people's towers built out of lies crumble. Of course you're not gonna mind when you know that wasn't your path. And you realized a lot through this moment, right? This is a life-changing event, right? For everyone involved. And this is inevitable, you can't avoid that. But you're excited for your new beginning, as you should be, because, come on, you did some type of introspection, some type of work. And not only is this a new beginning for you, but with the Page of Water, not only is it full of passion and fire, but also is a new relationship. That is what you can consider the Page of Water. A new beginning for emotions. That is beautiful. And look, two of fire. This is a partnership. Look at two guys just there chilling. Not chilling, they're connecting. They are a union, right? They're partners. Partners with a lot of fire. Partners with a lot of passion for each other. And a lot of emotions. Good, genuine emotions. And with the Hermit here, it's like you're someone that has always been sure, really, of what you were doing, right? Maybe just in the recent past, you allowed people says, because people just love to throw in like their 2 cents in people's story, like even if you didn't ask for their opinion, just so they could change your mind. So I forgot what I was even gonna say with that, but what I was gonna say was that you had to figure this out by yourself, right? You had to figure out who the snakes really were, and not only that, but take action to completely clear off all of the snakes in your life. And why were there snakes? Because they didn't want you to get with the Empress. They didn't want this new fiery beginning with real emotions, real love. And look, like I said, you're someone that is not easily, well, you think of yourself as someone that doesn't get easily manipulated, right? Like all of us. But I think whatever you learned recently really shown you that people can manipulate really good, right? And that also had you thinking even more, right? It made you realize even more. And not only that, right? But the fact that you were able to really see these people's manipulation and why it was that they were trying to get in between this partnership. Why it was that they had to create lies about someone else so you would see someone else differently because they wanted to block this. But because come on, why would they want you in your destiny when your destiny does not involve any of them, right? So you're taking action, right? You feel confident about this new beginning, and that is amazing. That is beautiful. It is beautiful, right? Let me get my shisha to get some water energy. I love seashells. Oh yeah, I think you guys know. I love a lot of things. I love everything Mother Nature has to offer. Oh, confirmation, you hear the birds. What do we need to see, Spirit? What do we need to know? Destiny, guys, come on. We're just speaking about this. This is exactly where you need to be. You're in your destiny. And I'm going to speak from experience, right? Like, when I had my spiritual awakening, like 2.5 years ago, like, that is when, I feel like at the same time, that is when people didn't speak to me because I was antisocial or anything. No, they stopped speaking to me because they were forced. Or not forced, but, with a fake power of attorney, forged document that my mom, but we're not gonna get into that right now. But that's when I got on my destiny. That's when I started connecting more to the spiritual world, when something like this transformation happened in my life. And that is how spiritual awakenings start. That is how you get on your destiny. And what do most people do? Like, something like this happens, right? And they're just like, they just give up and they're just like exhausted, or they just have this like victim mentality, or like, oh, why is this happening to me? And they just stay stuck, or they go back to the same people because it's more comfortable instead of continuing to move on, right? So that is why they get stuck. But you, come on, you are on your destiny. Come on, my fortune telling cards that have prophesized everything that's been going on right now with me and everyone else around me. Don't lie. Right? Perfect. And not only are you in your destiny, right? But like we were just speaking, you have spiritually awakened, right? Meaning you have opened your third eye chakra. You're able to see past people's manipulation now. More than before, which is good. That's an awakening. You're awakening your third eye. It's like any muscle. You just have to strengthen it. And how do you do that? Meditation and memories of love. Come on, look. That is what this person makes you feel like. Love. You guys want to create memories of love together because this is your destiny. And everyone was against it, all of the snakes. How could they? Why would they do that? Because when people are in their destiny, everything that is false, literally false. Dang, that rhymed. Everything that was false, literally false. Falls to the ground, falls away, falls wherever the fuck. But falls away from your life. Meaning that they would have. That's why they're not there. And when people are in their destiny, not only are you the most emotionally fulfilled, but also financially fulfilled, because you'll be doing something that is connected to your soul. Which is why we call that destiny. Which is why we call that the world. That is why you're here in this world. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit, for that. What else we gotta see, Spirit? What else we gotta know? Guys, the Wheel of Fortune. This is your destiny. This is the world. This is what you're meant to do. Ooh. This reading cannot get any more specific. I love this. Like see how, I just want to express how easy and clear things are when it is the truth. When it is not the truth, when it is devilish energies, everything starts to get confusing. Okay, I think this says a lot. This is so simple. Like if you're having a conversation with someone, if you find yourself getting lost in their stories, like what? That confusion. Look, you are Knight of Cups. Guys, Knight of Cups, Knight of Water is the same thing. Water, cups. You're feeling romantic in your destiny. That is, you deserve to be this happy. You deserve to feel all of the good feelings that you're feeling. We're not gonna do those because those seem, like some of these snakes is energy angry because you're in your destiny. Queen of Cups. Look, you're going to go to someone who is also, come on, well, the Empress doesn't have to come out because it already came out, but the Queen of Cups is part of the Empress, She is emotionally wise, right? She's able to control her emotions. No one can manipulate her, even if she looks like people do, like me. But no one does. And look, Nine of Pentacles. It's like both of you guys are gonna be good financially, and both of you guys are working on. Both of you guys have your own careers too. This is what this means too, right? Both of you guys are focused on literally on your life purpose, and when you are in your life purpose, you're also doing whatever it is that you're meant to do here on earth, to do as a career as well. And you're also with the person that you're meant to be. That is what being in your destiny really means. Knight of Swords, okay. And it came out kind of like that, so. The Hermit, yes, look. We got the Hermit too on the other deck. Look, this is crazy. I'm glad it's coming out on camera. Look, we got the Hermit twice. Meaning that you really had to have gone within to figure out everything. Like me, I had to. Still to this day, no one has even like officially confirmed it. But I don't need that, right? The signs are all around. And look, because you did some introspection, because you allowed yourself to kind of just like sit back and not involve yourself with these people that you were used to with the snakes, you were shown a lot of things, right? You were able to see people's his true character, right? And you didn't like that, not one bit. Like the joke, no, I'm just kidding. But you didn't like that, right? But because you had this time alone to really reflect, right? You gained some type of wisdom. And also, two, coming out of that little period of self-reflection, you came out strong, right? Like you weren't afraid to speak your mind with the King of Swords here. You told these people exactly what they needed to hear. You were clear, because the King of Swords does not mix his words, right? And he still makes just decisions. Fair decisions. And not fair as like, oh, well, what about the karmic? No, fair is fuck the karmic, because a karmic is a karmic because they have done something that is against universal and spiritual laws, and also physically too. But we're not gonna get into how corrupt the police is, okay? But yeah, you spoke up, and that is amazing. That is beautiful. I was gonna shuffle the cards, but I shuffle them literally after the readings, before the readings, and everything. And look, it says love, and my eyes just went there. I commit to the, oh, and I'm seeing a dragonfly. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And that is why it is that I have my spiritual gifts. Because even if people have betrayed me, even if it is that I've gone through whatever I've gone through, all this silence, all this murder plot, and nah, I still decide to see the good in things, right? And that brings in love into my life on a daily basis. And that love spreads into the things that I do. And that love spreads and spreads. That is why I say it's so important to move with love. And people think love is so weak, right? But those are the same people that are now suffering. That's crazy. Freedom. Love allows you to have freedom. You really think love makes you feel like you're in a cage? Like you're in a relationship or in a marriage that feels like you're in a cage and that you can't be yourself? No, that is not love. Real love you feel free. You don't need, come on. If you're in a relationship and you don't feel freedom, I was gonna say if you don't feel love, but I'm not even gonna say that because people don't even know what love is. If you're in a relationship and you don't feel like you could be yourself and you don't feel free, and that is a karmic relationship. Even if you don't feel free about one certain thing. And if you ignore that, that is another topic that we're gonna... But look, you've learned a lot, right? Recently too, like me too. So just be grateful. Be grateful for what you've learned, right? Be grateful for this new love in your life, and be grateful for this new freedom in your life, because I feel like you literally got two. And love equals freedom. I mean, love plus freedom. I don't think there's an equation for that, but I think that equals peace, right? Oh, I was gonna, but look, you're in your purpose. You're in your wheel of fortune. You're exactly where you need to be. You're in your destiny, right? The world. What you're here in this world to do. It says purpose. I know what I am here to do. And you know exactly, because we wouldn't be having this conversation if you weren't. But yeah, if you needed any confirmation, this is it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.